Do you don't have any personal space, or you don't allow anyone to have a personal space? Personal space is equally important for our life. Today I will explain you what is personal space. Personal space is an area immediately surrounding an individual, sometimes described as an imaginary bubble. Most people are very aware of others in their space and may require the area to remain relatively clear in order to feel at ease. The idea of personal space is rooted in physiology or psychology, and there are many theories about how the space develop and how people react to violence. Some of this is based on genetics and brain chemistry, but along it is also cultural. Most medical professionals believe that the idea of a personal bubble is deeply ingrained in the human brain. This is like a function of our evolutionary past. Being hyper aware of other in the immediate vicinity of our body allows us to take stock of our surrounding and escape danger when it approaches. Babies are not usually born with an innate understanding of personal space, but psychiatrists or psychologists often think that the idea ingrained itself at about the same time as a child gains an independent self awareness. Usually between 3 and 4 years of age, space awareness is controlled by amygdala, which is a part of frontal lobe of the brain. Once this part of the brain is fully formed, human beings to see themselves in relation to other people and objects and conception of space naturally follow. What is gradation? There are usually at least three different gradations of personal space that can be thought of as ring within the bubble. The first, which is closest to the individual, is intimate space. Parents, siblings, romantic partners, and other close friends can usually enter this area at will without causing alarm or anxiety. Next is expected contact. This is area is for anticipated encounters like shaking hands, standing near other in a packaged train car, or hugging casual acquaintance. Most of these interactions are very short-lived. The widest ring is usually known as social space and is a rough perimeter that people expect to be kept clear when out in society. The actual circumference of this space varies a lot depending on the person and his or her subjective comfort, past experience, and expectation. Others who enter this space in an expected or unanticipated way can cause anxiety. Next is cultural difference. Much of how a person defines his or her own personal space is shaped by upbringing. Some cultures are naturally much closer than others, and how comfortable a person is with other nearby is often a factor of the country or region where he or she grew up. Family of origin and family of demising. Family of origin also plays a part in this. A person who grows up in a family that hugs a lot of or prizes physical contact often has less of problem with stranger being in the intimate or expected contact zone that would a person who grew up with a lot more distance. Next is social awareness and space problem. certain developmental problem, autism is particularly, can affect how a person judge both his or her own personal space as well as that of other. It is not common or uncommon for an autistic person to unintentionally get too close to other. For instance, there are some anxiety disorder that cause people to place excessive importance on their own space. In extreme cases, those who suffer from this sort of affliction have to stay far away from others and must usually avoid crowd situations. Sometimes these issues can be treated with behavioral therapy or medication, but not always. This is all about personal space, and we required it for a lot. That's all for today. Have a great day ahead.